Ashikar sir, good evening.
Good evening.
We'll get started in few minutes. There's still people gathering.
Okay, no problem.
Most of the students are Marathi speaking, so you can use mixed language.
Okay, good. शेषाद्री प्रेझेंटेशन विजिबल आहे?
हो आहे, दिसतंय.
ठीक, ओके.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good
Am
evening,
I-
sir.
Good evening.
am I
Good evening,
audible?
sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Gives me extreme pleasure to have Mr. Rajiv Nashikkar today as our guest lecturer. As you know that we have been conducting guest lectures with different speakers. Now today is a special day, and especially for the new students who have recently joined COAPINS Academy. This is your first guest lecture. I'm really happy that Rajiv Nashikkar sir is inaugurating this particular sessions for you. Rajiv Nashikkar has done his BE Electronics from College of Engineering, Pune, and he has also done MMS from Symbiosis. He was the managing director of Ideas. Ideas is not that Idea cellular company; it's a different company. It's a US-based company. He started the development center in Pune, आणि right from the scratch त्यांनी सगळ्या developments केल्या. He has visited America, I don't know, more than 100 times probably.
Practically every quarter during my job, I used to visit.
Yeah. So we cannot have a better person to talk about AI and ML because he has seen right from punch cards to AI and ML. Giving some more details which are not shared on his resume, he is a good badminton player. His photography skills are really excellent. He likes to do nature photography. Okay, that's his real passion. And currently he is working as an independent consultant associated with COAPINS Academy for last many years. So without further delay, I hand it over to Mr. Nashikkar. One thing I wanted to make it clear is that this session will have interactive question and answers, but let him first speak and then probably you can ask questions unless it's very urgent. Secondly, we are monitoring the chat as well. तर तुम्हाला chat वर विचारायचे असतील प्रश्न विचारा. प्रश्न तुम्ही मराठी, हिंदी, इंग्लिश कुठल्याही लँग्वेज मध्ये विचारू शकता. So over to you, Mr. Nashikkar.
Thank you, Sheshadri, and good evening, everybody. आपण आजचा जो विषय आहे तो बेसिक्स ऑफ एनालिटिक्स म्हणून आपण म्हणतोय, तरी बऱ्याच काही टर्म्स इथे आपण इंट्रोड्यूस करणार आहोत आज. एक एनालिटिक्स सगळ्याचा बेस जो आहे तो एनालिटिक्स आहे. त्यानंतर आजकाल जे एनालिटिक्सचे काही प्रकार आहेत म्हणजे स्टेप्स आहेत एनालिटिक्स मधल्या, त्या कुठल्या आहेत त्या आपण पाहणार आहोत. आणि आफ्टर दॅट वी विल टॉक अबाउट समथिंग कॉल्ड विच अ बझवर्ड टुडे इज AI, which is artificial intelligence, and the second is machine learning. So whether they are same, they are different, what is the difference between that, या गोष्टी आपण आज बघणार आहे. आणि सगळ्यात शेवटी आपण एक छोटासा इंट्रोडक्शन अजून, जो पीपल कॉल BI, बिझनेस इंटेलिजन्स, ते म्हणजे काय असतं. तर थोडक्यात काय, सगळ्या ज्या गोष्टी आपण आज बोलणार आहोत या एनालिटिक्सच्या रिलेटेडच आहेत. आणि रादर दे आर डिफरंट स्टेप्स किंवा डिफरंट पार्ट ऑफ एनालिटिक्स असं म्हटलं तरी चालेल. इव्हन त्याला आपण आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजन्स म्हणतो, त्याचा बेस सुद्धा हा एनालिटिक्सच आहे. सो लेट स्टार्ट विथ दॅट. So what is analytics? Analytics is the discovery, interpretation and communication of meaningful pattern in data. Basically काय असतं की initially when IT system started, their basic purpose was to collect lot of data. म्हणजे ट्रान्झॅक्शन्स वगैरे सगळे जे व्हायचे. ट्रान्झॅक्शन म्हणजे काय, तर आपण समजा एका दुकानात गेलो आणि एक वस्तू विकत घेतली आणि त्याला पैसे दिले, तर ही जी एक आहे ही गोष्ट त्याच्या डेटामध्ये एक ट्रान्झॅक्शन होऊन जातं. म्हणजे हा माणूस आला होता, यांनी ही वस्तू घेतली आणि इतके पैसे दिले, हे याला ट्रान्झॅक्शन म्हणतात. तर असे ट्रान्झॅक्शन जेव्हा एकत्र होतात, मल्टिपल ट्रान्झॅक्शन, म्हणजे साधारणतः असं वर्षभराचा डेटा तुम्ही दुकानाचा गोळा केला. सो दॅट इज व्हॉट वी कॉल ॲज अ डेटाबेस ऑर डेटा. आणि त्याच्यात डिस्कवरी करायची, तर डेटा जो आहे तो डिस्कवर करायचा, त्याचं इंटरप्रिटेशन करायचं आणि त्यातनं मिनिंगफुल पॅटर्न शोधून काढायचे, यालाच आपण बेसिकली एनालिटिक्स म्हणतो. It is defined as scientific process of transforming data into insight for making better decisions. So पर्पज काय त्या एनालिटिक्सचा, की तुमचा डेटा नुसता असतो त्याने तुम्हाला डिसिजन घेता येत नाही, तर त्याच्यातनं डेटातनं डिसिजन घेण्यासाठी बेटर इन्फॉर्मेशन काढायची, त्याला आपण एनालिटिक्स म्हणतो. युझिंग एनालिटिक्स कंपनीज कॅन आन्सर 3 मेन क्वेश्चन्स. दॅट इज अ पर्पज, की त्याचं मेन कारण काय, व्हॉट हॅज हॅपन. म्हणजे मी जुना डेटा पाहिला तर दॅट विल टेल यू व्हॉट हॅज हॅपन. आणि मग तो तुम्ही जे अनालिसिस केला की व्हॉट इज हॅपनिंग म्हणजे ऑर व्हॉट हॅज हॅपन. अँड व्हॉट विल हॅपन इज अ थर्ड स्टेज. म्हणजे एकदा तुम्ही व्हॉट इज हॅपनिंग हे पाहिलं की त्याच्यावरनं तुम्ही जे पुढे फोरकास्ट करता दॅट इज व्हॉट विल हॅपन. म्हणजे थोडक्यात तुम्ही एखादा तुमच्याकडे डेटा असेल, तुम्ही एक ग्राफ काढता, त्याचा एक्स पॉईंट पासून वाय पॉईंट पर्यंत तुम्ही एक त्याला ग्राफ काढता. आणि आता पुढचा डेटा तुमच्याकडे नाही आहे, पण तुम्ही ती जर का स्ट्रेट लाईन असेल ती पुढे वाढवली त्या वाय पॉईंटच्या पुढे, तर इन शॉर्ट दॅट इज कॉल्ड एक्स्ट्रापोलेशन ऑर फोरकास्टिंग व्हॉट इज गोइंग टू हॅपन इन फ्युचर. सो 3 गोष्टी आपण करणार आहे अनालिटिक्स मध्ये. वन इज व्हॉट हॅज हॅपन, व्हॉट इज हॅपनिंग करंटली, अँड व्हॉट विल हॅपन इन फ्युचर. सो बेसिकली पास्ट, प्रेझेंट आणि फ्युचर या 3 गोष्टी आपण अनालिटिक्स मध्ये करणार आहोत. आता त्याचं प्रोग्रेशन पहा, अनालिटिक्सचं प्रोग्रेशन कसं असतं. तीन तीन बेसिकली पायऱ्या आहेत किंवा 3 स्टेप्स आहेत. इट स्टार्ट्स विथ डिस्क्रिप्टिव्ह अनालिटिक्स. डिस्क्रिप्टिव्ह मध्ये व्हॉट हॅज हॅपन म्हणजे हिस्टॉरिकल पिक्चर. जो जुना तुमचा एक्झिस्टिंग डेटा आहे तो डेटा घेऊन त्यातनं हिस्टॉरिकली काय झालेलं आहे दॅट इज व्हॉट डिस्क्रिप्टिव्ह अनालिटिक्स. द नेक्स्ट स्टेप, पुढची पायरी अशी प्रेडिक्टिव्ह अनालिटिक्स. म्हणजे हा हिस्टॉरिकल डेटा आपल्याकडे जो होता तो अनालिसिस केल्यानंतर व्हॉट कुड हॅपन इन फ्युचर ते आपण प्रिडिक्ट करतो. दॅट इज कॉल्ड प्रेडिक्टिव्ह अनालिटिक्स. आणि याच्या पुढची स्टेज म्हणजे काय की प्रिस्क्रिप्टिव्ह अनालिटिक्स. म्हणजे तुमच्याकडे बराच डेटा आहे, तुम्ही आतापर्यंत व्हॉट कुड हॅपन हे करते, पण व्हॉट कुड हॅपन कुड बी अ मल्टिपल सिनॅरिओज in different conditions. So out of that, what is the best scenario that you should use for future, and that is called prescriptive analytics. So using that scenario you can basically take a decision, and then that is what is called. So first step is what has happened, second step is what could happen, and third is what should be done in future. So that is prescriptive analytics. And this is emerging interest. Basically आपण मशीन लर्निंग वगैरे जे म्हणतो ते सगळं प्रिस्क्रिप्टिव्ह अनालिटिक्स या पार्ट मध्ये येतं यातल्या. सो आता आपण तिन्ही स्टेपची माहिती घेऊ. फर्स्ट इज डिस्क्रिप्टिव्ह अनालिटिक्स. दिस इज टू अनालाइज अ हिस्टॉरिकल ट्रेंड अँड फिगर आउट रिलेव्हंट पॅटर्न टू गेन इन्साइट ऑन अ पॉप्युलेशन बिहेवियर. म्हणजे जो एक्झिस्टिंग डेटा आहे त्याच्यातले आपण पॅटर्न शोधतो. म्हणजे कुठल्या प्रकारचे लोक काय घेतात. एका दुकानाचा डेटा घेतला तर आपण त्यांना सांगू शकतो की रविवारच्या दिवशी लोक ह्या वस्तू विकत घेतात किंवा सोमवारी या वस्तू विकत घेतात हे पॅटर्न, किंवा लोक महिन्याच्या 1 ते 5 तारखेला काय विकत घेतात, 5 ते 15 तारखेला काय विकत घेतात, हे असं आपण त्याच्यातलं अनालिसिस करू शकतो, डेटामध्ये इन्साइट घेऊ शकतो. बेसिकली याच्यावर आपण पॉप्युलेशनचं बिहेवियर सुद्धा प्रेडिक्ट करू शकतो काय ते इन शॉर्ट. किंवा महिन्याच्या पहिल्या 5 दिवसामध्ये पीपल बाय थिंग्स विच आर needed for the rest of the month. मे बी एकदा त्या गोष्टी घेतल्या की पुढच्या काळात ते त्याच्या लक्झरीची गुड्स घेतात वगैरे, हे सगळे अनालिसिस आपण करू शकतो त्याच्यामधनं. So descriptive analysis involves in finding answers what has happened. Again, it is the past, what has happened. It is the most commonly used form of analytics by organizations for their day-to-day functioning and generally the least complex. सो दिस इज कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी वाईज हे सगळ्यात सोपं आहे, एकदम कमी आहे. आणि बेसिकली याच्यात तुम्हाला जुनं पिक्चर मिळतं, काय झालंय आतापर्यंत ऑर्गनायझेशन मध्ये ते आपल्याला मिळतं. And descriptive models are basic statistical and mathematical techniques to derive the key performance indicators that highlight the historical trend. So basically तुम्ही statistical functions जे शिकलेले असतात, बेसिक म्हणजे मीन, मोड, स्टँडर्ड डेव्हिएशन वगैरे हे सगळे फंक्शन्स वापरूनच त्याच्यामध्ये आपण हायलाइट त्यातले ट्रेंड हायलाइट करत असतो. Primary purpose of this model is not to estimate the value but to get insight in underlying behavior. एस्टिमेट ऑफ व्हॅल्यू हा आहे पुढच्या स्टेपचा प्रकार आहे. पहिल्या स्टेप मध्ये फक्त डेटा इन्साइट घ्यायची असते. नेक्स्ट स्टेप इज प्रेडिक्टिव्ह अनालिटिक्स. So it is predictive analytics is use statistical modeling to determine the probability of future outcome or a situation occurring. म्हणजे तुमचे जो पास्ट डेटा आहे त्याचं स्टॅटिस्टिकल मॉडेलिंग तुम्ही केलं आणि ते मॉडेलिंग केल्यानंतर व्हॉट कुड बी अ फ्युचर आउटकम और व्हॉट कुड फ्युचर अक्युर इन फ्युचर ते आपण प्रेडिक्टिव्ह म्हणून त्याला प्रेडिक्टिव्ह अनालिटिक्स म्हणतात. प्रेडिक्ट करतोय फ्युचर आपण याच्यामध्ये म्हणून. It involves finding answers to what could happen. So first step of what had happened, this predictive analytics is what could happen. It enables decision makers to make informed decision by providing comprehensive account of an event's likelihood to occur in future. They encompass various advanced statistical models and sophisticated math concept. So decision maker जे आहेत ते likelihood काय होणार आहे हे फीचर त्याच्यामध्ये शोधून काढण्याचा प्रयत्न करतात. त्याला आपण प्रेडिक्टिव्ह अनालिटिक्स म्हणतो. म्हणजे बेस्ड ऑन पास्ट डेटा दिस इज गोइंग टू हॅपन इन फ्युचर. आणि ज्यासाठी तुम्हाला परत स्टॅटिस्टिकल मॉडेल्स लागतात आणि बरेच सोफिस्टिकेटेड मॅथमॅटिक्स कन्सेप्ट पण वापरावं लागतात. बेसिकली तुम्ही जे मॉडेलिंग करता, जे अल्गोरिथम करता, ते सगळे स्टॅटिस्टिक्स आणि मॅथमॅटिक्स याच्यावरच अवलंबून असतात त्याच्यामध्ये. So predictive model builds on a descriptive model to predict the future behavior. म्हणजे त्याचा बेस जो आहे तो डिस्क्रिप्टिव्ह आहे आणि नेक्स्ट स्टेप जी आहे ती प्रेडिक्टिव्ह आहे. आणि लास्ट स्टेप आपण जी पाहिली, टॉप मोस्ट स्टेप सध्या जी आहे ती प्रिस्क्रिप्टिव्ह अनालिसिस, विच इज बेसिकली मोस्टली दी मशीन लर्निंग पार्ट ऑफ द थिंग. It is the most sophisticated type of analytics that uses stochastic optimization and simulation to explore the set of possible options and recommend the best possible actions for a given situation. So basically याच्यामध्ये काय होतं की तुम्ही व्हॉट प्रेडिक्टिव्ह अनालिटिक्स मधनं तुम्ही मल्टिपल प्रेडिक्शन्स काढलेले आहेत, पण त्याच्यातलं प्रॉबिलिटी वरनं विच हॅज गॉट द हायेस्ट प्रॉबिलिटी अँड विच मॉडेल यू शुड चूज, हे जे आहे ते प्रिस्क्रिप्टिव्ह अनालिटिक्स मध्ये दिलं जातं. कारण तुम्हाला बेस्ड ऑन द पास्ट डेटा you can arrive on multiple future conditions, and then out of that every future condition will have a different probability associated with that. So it will find out the probability associated with that and then give a solution which has got the highest probability of occurring that situation. And it involves finding answers what should be done. आता या कंडिशन मध्ये आपण ते म्हणतो आहे की आपण ज्याची सगळ्यात जास्त प्रोबॅबिलिटी आहे ते सोल्युशन आपण सजेस्ट करतो. म्हणजे आपण हे सांगतो की तुम्ही हे 5 सोल्युशन्स आहेत, त्यातलं हे जे शेवटचं सोल्युशन आहे त्याची प्रोबॅबिलिटी सगळ्यात जास्ती आहे, तर ते तुम्ही घेतलं तर ते बेटर डिसिजन होईल. म्हणून आपण म्हणतो व्हॉट शुड बी डन इज अ पार्ट ऑफ प्रिस्क्रिप्टिव्ह अनालिटिक्स. So prescriptive models synthesize big data and business rules using complex algorithms to compare the likely outcome of number of actions and choose the most optimal action to derive the business objective. So what here you are doing, you are choosing the best option out of multiple options that is suggested by the previous step. These models are typically most complex in nature and hence they are being used by some progressive and large companies as they are difficult to manage. So here the options, it needs a lot of processing power. So it needs a big companies, big on computers. And that is the reason that mostly they are used by the big companies. But nowadays what is happening, because of the big data centers, it is possible to have a very high processing power in your hands just by remotely. So that's why even smaller companies have started moving in that direction. So next step is AI and ML. AI is artificial intelligence and ML is machine learning. So artificial intelligence and machine learning are part of computer science that are correlated with each other. These two technologies are the most trending technologies which are used for creating intelligent systems. So right now, if you see anywhere in the job market, you will find that 90% jobs are currently in this area, AI and ML. And base of that is again the analytics. So everywhere you will find that even the simple thing that you use at your home nowadays is some machine learning part of that. We'll see the examples of that also. Although these two are related technologies, means AI and ML are related technologies, sometimes people use them as a synonym, like same thing is that AI is ML and ML is AI, but still both are two different terms in various cases, and we'll see what is the difference in that. So what is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is a field of computer science which makes computer system that can mimic the human intelligence. It is comprised of two words. One is artificial and second is intelligence, which means a human-made thinking power. So artificially, normally you have got a natural thinking power. What you are doing through data, you are giving that thinking power to the machine, and that is called artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is a technology using which we can create intelligent systems that can simulate the human intelligence. Basically, if you need to simulate human intelligence, you have to have artificial intelligence, and for that, you have to go back to machine learning, and for that, you have to go back to analytics. So starting with analytics, you reach at this level. Then what is machine learning? Machine learning is about extracting knowledge from the data. So first you have to extract knowledge from the data, and that is what machine learning. Machine learning is a subfield of artificial intelligence which enables machine to learn from the past data or experience without being explicitly programmed. So normally what happens is when you program, you have got a flow chart and it is a decision tree. You say, if this happens, go here. If this happens, go there. If this doesn't happen, then come back and start the new flow. So these are all steps are programmed. So what happens in that case, that if something input changes and you have not taken care in the program, machine cannot take action on that. But in machine learning thing, it is a continuously learning based on the data that is coming input. So if input data is changes, it can change the output. So that is why the machine learning is important. So AI or artificial intelligence is a bigger concept to create intelligent machines that can simulate human thinking, capabilities, and behavior. Whereas machine learning is an application or a subset of AI that allows machine to learn from the data without being programmed explicitly. That is what we talked recently, that in programming, you have got a decision tree, while in machine learning, as the data changes, the decision changes. So it is learning from the past data. That's why it is called machine learning. And this process is continuous. As input data changes, the output decisions also change. So this is picture will give you idea that the whole that rectangle that you see is artificial intelligence, while a small part of that is a machine learning. Is machine learning is basically, you can say, is a brain of artificial intelligence. So what are the applications of machine learning? And I'm just listing some of them, which most of you must be already knowing, or you have seen that thing. Facebook, facial recognition that you see. When you tag a person, you see a facial recognition, which is a ML. Xbox, if you have played Xbox, the action recognition is done by artificial intelligence. In iPhone, if you have got a phone, there's speech to text or a Siri in iPhone. Basically, it uses the AI, and AI needs ML. Or if you go to Amazon for buy something, or you're in Netflix, so recommendation that or suggestion that come what to buy or what to view is also comes from the machine learning. And there are just few examples I have given, just 4 examples, but there are millions and millions of applications to this. Your smartphones has got, every app has some sort of machine learning in that. Even if you have got an app to count your steps, there is a machine learning in that it counts your steps every day. And someday if you walk less, it tells you, oh, you are short of these things. So it is learning that how much you really walk every day, and you are walking less. So it gives you, because it uses the machine learning. So now we will take one example. So just this example is one thing, that suppose I have got a driverless car, because it is just in near future we are going to have a driverless car, like Tesla or Google car, they are driverless cars. So I have got a driverless car, and I have just told my car that I reached to office at this time. So now my car has to decide that when I should start from the home so that I reach in time. I don't have to worry about that thing. And that is what is a machine learning. So we'll just see how the some steps that machine learning is done, how that car will learn that when to start over a period of time. So this I stay in somewhere in Kothurud, and my office is in Magarpatta, and I have got the car which you see there, which is a driverless car, which is supposed to pick me from the home and take me to the office. And my car definitely is driverless car, is artificial intelligence and uses machine learning for that. And I told them how many minutes early to start for given on a given day. So Monday, when should I start? On Tuesday, when should I start? Let car will decide. I am going to tell that I have to reach at 9 o'clock to the office. That's all. Then when to start, that car will decide. So what are the steps in that? So first step is data collection. So what is the data that need to collect for that? So my car is collecting data now that every day, what is my travel time to reach to the office? Initially it started, it doesn't know that exactly. It is going to learn now. This is what we are doing is machine learning. It's collecting data. The first stage is collecting data. So for a month, it has collected data that on 7/1/15, I took 61 minutes. On this Friday, I took 61 minutes, 45 minutes, 34 minutes, 66 minutes. This is what the time taken for a month. And now using this data, my car is going to learn when to start to reach to the office. So this is what is, I have plotted the graph of the time. See, just why I plotted in analytics, this data presentation is very important, because insight that you generate from any of the data can be visibly conveyed to the end users or managers or whoever is the person who is going to use the data. So graphical representation of data is very, very important. And you will see that all these machine learning tools have got always some capacity to show the data in graphical format. And that's the reason I have put my background of my presentation also a graph paper. You can see that thing. So simple pattern in data. Now it has got collected data for a month and is trying to find out the pattern. That's the next stage, that you collect data, now find the pattern. So this is the pattern. You will see the average time taken on a given day of week. So it shows you that on Monday, what is time taken? Normally, if you take a Monday, this is average time. Sunday, this is average time. Or you say Wednesday, which is highest, it takes. So this is the first pattern in the data that system has found out, or rather the system which is doing machine learning has done this thing for us. Now the next step is the statistical analysis, that it collected data like a Sunday. Sunday, it has taken average time is 36 minutes and standard deviation is 4 minutes. So on a Sunday, normally you will take 36 plus or minus 4 like time to reach there. That is what it's saying. So it has first separated data on based on day of week, like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And after that, it has analyzed, find out what is the average for that and what is the standard deviation. For demo purpose, we are using just simple algorithm, but actually as you move further, these algorithms are become very complex, but we are using simple algorithm, which will find using the mean and standard deviation, which everybody must have studied these two functions in your mathematics. If you see, all the data normally follow a normal distribution. So what is normal distribution? If you take a mean value and then you have got a standard deviation, then mean plus or minus standard deviation, which is called mu plus or minus sigma, your 68% of data will always lie within that thing. Or mu plus or minus 2 sigma means mean plus or minus 2 standard deviation. You will find 90% of your data which you have collected will fall in that thing. And the last thing is mu plus or minus 3 sigma. That is 99.7% of data will lie during that time. Yes. So this distribution is called normal distribution. Most of the data in the world follow the normal distribution, but there are other distributions also. But then those things have to be found out from based on the data collected, and you have to find out what distribution it follows. And it varies, but I would say that most of the data you find in this world follows the normal distribution, or at least any machine learning algorithm will start with the normal distribution, and over a period of time it will say that, oh, it follows different distribution, and it will change its algorithm to follow that distribution. So let's start with the normal distribution only here. So 68% probability. 68% probability means your data lies between mu minus sigma, mu plus sigma. That is 68% of the time your car is going to take minimum 32 minutes and maximum 41 minutes on Sundays. That is what it says. Whereas it says that mostly Wednesdays, 68, if you want to have a 68% probability, you are going to take 61 minutes minimum on Wednesday and maximum 78. So if you don't want to get late, less than 68% of time, then you should start at least 78 minutes earlier. That is what your car has learned now out of this data analysis. So this is what the graphical you will see. The next is, what is 95% probability? It is basically your data should be between mu minus 2 sigma, mu plus 2 sigma. म्हणजे काय की average minus 2 standard deviation किंवा average plus 2 standard deviation याच्यामध्ये डेटा असेल तर 95% probability आहे त्याची त्या असण्याची. So again on Sunday it is 28 and 45, and on Wednesday 53 and 87. You can see for the whole week what is the 95% probability. And this is a graphical representation. 99.7% probability means practically it is called 100% probability. So again, for that you use mu minus 3 sigma, mu plus 3 sigma. That is average minus 3 standard deviation to average plus 3 standard deviation. And again, this is the data. So you are now asking me, what is the use of this thing? You just 95% probability, 99.7% probability, or 68% probability. What is the use of for this? Let's see what is the use of that thing now. Before that, we'll get to the something called data segmentation. When we collected data for a whole month. If we have taken the data which is as a whole month at average and standard deviation, you would have seen that there are a lot of deviations you have found out, very large. So you have to segment the data such that you will get the less of the standard deviation. And for that, we have segmented data based on the day of week. आठवड्याचा कुठला वार आहे त्याप्रमाणे आपण केले. आता याचं खाली पाहा तुम्ही एक्झाम्पल मध्ये की जेव्हा तुम्ही सेपरेट केलं तर त्याचा स्टँडर्ड डेविएशन किती आलं होतं? 4, 7, 8, 8, 9, 5 हे होतं. पण तुम्ही जेव्हा एकत्र डेटा केला असता तर यू फाइंड द स्टँडर्ड डेविएशन हे 13 आलेलं आहे. याचा अर्थ काय की जास्त स्टँडर्ड डेविएशन दॅट इंडिकेट्स दॅट डेटा इज मोर स्कॅटर्ड. So it is not good for the taking any decision. So if you want to take a good decision, your standard deviation should be less for that, so that the data is correct. So that's why we have segmented them in a day of week, and then we found out the standard deviation is reduced from overall data. And from that we have found out all this mu minus sigma. Just look at this table. This table is going to help us you taking some decisions. If I travel to office on 100 Wednesday and I do not want to be late even on a single Wednesday, what time should I start so that I reach 9 a.m.? And the answer for that is 9 minus 1 hour 35 minutes, which is 725 mm. How we came to this decision? Because we found out that if you want to come at 99 or 100% correct, then you have to have a probability which is 99.7%. And for that, the time that you have to use is mu plus 3 sigma, because that is a probability for 99.7%. So mu plus 3 sigma comes to 1 hour 35 minutes for a Wednesday. So that's why if you want to reach definitely by 9, you have to start at 725 mm. So this is how your car has learned now. And you just tell car that I don't want to be late on any of the Wednesdays. That's all. And then the car has given us, okay, we will start at 725 mm on every Wednesday so that you will be not late for any of the Wednesdays. So this is how this machine has learned and taken a decision when to start. Now, second thing, if I'm allowed to be late the most 5% days in a given year, what time I should start on weekdays and weekends to reach by 9 a.m. Now, my company is generous, says, okay, you can be late 5% of the days. So in that case, what is the time that my car should start on every day? Now the car has learned and has found out Monday it will start on 7:48, Tuesday it can start 7:43, Wednesday it will start early 7:33, Thursday 7:37, Friday 7:42, and Saturday 8:08, and Sunday I can start very late at 8:15. So I get more time to have a better breakfast on Saturdays, Sundays than the weekdays, because my car has learned when to start and give me more time at home. Now, the another concept is called BI or business intelligence. I'm just going to play one small video and you can see that thing. And then we'll have a question and answer session after that.
Is there no audio for this?
It has got audio. It's not playing, huh?
No, it's not playing audio.
Oh.
I think your button, you didn't check that box.
Where is that?
Computer audio, there's a...
Oh, yeah, but I use computer audio only in the Zoom.
There's a button, but we are not able to... Just a minute.
Oh.
Is anybody else able to hear the sound?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir. No, sir.
No.
Oh, let's see.
So you can unshare and share one more time. And
Okay.
while sharing, you say use computer audio.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Just I'll. Yeah. Tell me, can you hear now?
No.
No. Anyway, actually, everything which is there, it can be. Because I don't see any option of there.
How big is the file?
It's just it is part of embedded now. I cannot send it separately.
Oh, okay.
It's basically
embedded in the presentation.
Yeah, it's embedded. Can I send you a presentation file then?
Yes, yes. Please, I'm sending you my email ID. You can send it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a minute. And in the meanwhile, we'll get started with the question answers.
Yeah.
I have sent you my email ID.
Okay.
On WhatsApp.
Okay. I'm just.
Okay. So,
Sir, just a query. Can parents also ask questions, or it's just
no. Sure. Parents,
Yeah.
we'll
Just
give
a
a
minute.
chance to students first. We'll give a chance to students first. But yeah, parents we have invited on
Sure, sir.
purpose so that you can ask questions.
Just give me 1 minute. Let me send a presentation, then you start a question. Okay? Just a
Sure.
minute.
There's one more ID which I'm sending you,
Okay.
but you can send it there first. Yeah.
एक minute. Yeah. Yeah, I just send on the Gmail thing. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we will get started with the question answers. My
Yeah.
suggestion is मुलांना आधी विचारू दे प्रश्न
Yeah.
आणि पेरेंट्सनी पण विचारा, काय प्रॉब्लेम नाही.
Yeah. No problem.
नाशिककर सर काही घाबरत नाहीत कोणाला, पेरेंट्स असतो किंवा मुलगा असतो. सगळ्यांची प्रश्नांची उत्तरं देतील ते. बोला.
फक्त एका वेळेस एकाने विचारा.
हॅलो.
येस.
हा विचारा.
सर, मला एक विचारायचं होतं की म्हणजे हे जे आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजन्सची ती मोठी स्ट्रीम आहे, त्याच्या रिलेटेड अजून कुठले प्रोफेशन्स आहेत का? म्हणजे जसं की आता तुम्ही म्हणालात की स्टॅटिस्टिक्सला खूप लागतं, तर मग याला उपयोगी अजून कुठले प्रोफेशन्स आहेत जे त्या फील्डमध्ये काम करू शकतील?
नाही, आता बेसिकली डेटाबेस म्हणजे डेटाबेस ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेटर असतात, नंतर डेटाबेस क्वेरी लिहिणारे लोक असतात, डेटाबेस प्रोग्रामिंग करणे असतात. तसं आर्टिफिशियल डेटाबेस रिलेटेड पण बरेच जॉब होऊ शकतात त्याच्यामध्ये. किंवा काही लोक जे असतात ते हे डिसिजन वापरणारे असतात प्रोसेसमध्ये. म्हणजे इट इज नॉट ओनली, हे फक्त एक पार्ट आहे आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजन्सचा. त्याचा आउटपुट वापरणारे पण बिझनेस साठी करणारे लोक असतात, जे बिझनेस साईडचे लोक असतात. पण तुम्हाला प्रोग्रामिंग साईडला पाहिजे असेल तर मग डेटाबेस रिलेटेड पण काम असतं, की ज्याच्यामध्ये क्वेरीज लिहिणं वगैरे किंवा डेटाबेस मॅनेज करणं, डेटाबेस बॅकअप घेणं, अशा बऱ्याच गोष्टी असतात त्याच्यामध्ये, ते पण करता येतात तुम्हाला.
थँक्यू.
सर, मला विचारायचं होतं की आपण डे टू डे लाईफ मध्ये कुठे कुठे वापरू शकतो मशीन लर्निंग आणि एआय?
आता आपण
अलेक्सा आणि तर कॉमन एक्झाम्पल्स आपल्याला माहितीच आहे.
हो, आता मी तुम्हाला एक्झाम्पल दिलं, जसं की ते कॉमन लाईफ. तुम्हाला ऑफिसला कधी जायचं, किती वाजता निघायचं जायला, यासाठी आपण आता वापरले की नाही त्याच्यामध्ये. तसं कुठल्याही गोष्टीत तुम्ही जर का त्याचा डेटा ठेवला आणि तो डेटा कलेक्ट केला तर तुम्ही कुठे वापरू शकता याच्यासाठी. मी सांगतो ना की तुमचं इमॅजिनेशन इज द ओनली लिमिट फॉर दॅट वेअर यू कॅन यूज दी आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजन्स किंवा मशीन लर्निंग रादर, आय वुड से.
नाशिककर सर, मला मिळालंय ते प्रेझेंटेशन, तर तुम्ही अनशेअर करा तुमचं स्क्रीन, मी शेअर करतो.
हो. ओके. आणि
विल ट्राय टू प्ले.
एक मिनिट, अनशेअर करायला मला.
नाही, तुम्ही नाही केलं अनशेअर तरी चालेल.
हा, तू करू शकतो तिकडनं.
सर, आणि इंग्लिश पिक्चर्स मध्ये रोबोकॉप आणि टर्मिनेटर सारखे पिक्चर आहेत.
हो,
त्याच्यामध्ये ते एआय आणि मशीन लर्निंग कुठल्या कॅटेगरीमध्ये येतं का दोन्ही?
नाही. आता रोबो मध्ये तर एआयच त्याच्यामध्ये बेसिकली आहे, कारण त्यात कुठे जिथे जिथे एआय आहे त्याच्या अंडरलाईन मशीन लर्निंग असतं तरच एआय होतं, हे लक्षात ठेवायचं. एआय इज द नेक्स्ट स्टेप ऑफ मशीन लर्निंग. सो इफ यू वॉन्ट टू डू एआय तर त्याच्यामध्ये मशीन लर्निंग हे असावंच लागतं कुठल्या परिस्थितीमध्ये.
सर दाखवू का मी व्हिडिओ?
हो
Thank you,
हो,
sir.
या या.
What really is business intelligence?
ऐकू येते का?
हो, येत आहे, मला तर येत इकडे.
होय.
Business intelligence answers the questions you never thought you had about your organization. It uses raw data and transforms it into actionable business insight, so you can make calculated decisions that improve your business. For example, you can analyze sales and marketing information that can assist with strategic planning. You will get answers to questions like, which are our top 3 profitable locations? What is the customer affinity to our products? What are our top and bottom selling products? BI is not only meant for large organizations, but small to medium-sized organizations can benefit from it. It's not all about technology. Business intelligence involves people, processes, tools, and applications that help you organize and enable access to data and analyze information. BI helps you make informed, strategic, tactical, and operational decisions. Defining organizational goals, objectives, and policies. When not using BI, the majority of organizations spend most of their time on tasks that provide little to no value to their organization. However, when you adopt BI, you would spend the majority of time on high-value tasks that will enhance your business. BI enables you to make informed decisions, monitor business performance, and increase revenues. Business intelligence is for you.
या,
Okay.
नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. या.
सर आजकाल बिग डेटा इंजिनियर, डेटा सायंटिस्ट आणि डेटा अनालिस्ट हे 3 हॉट टॉपिक्स आहेत, तर यात नक्की फरक काय?
बिग डेटा म्हणजे त्यात बेसिक असतं की जे डेटा कलेक्ट करतात. आपण पहिलं पाहिलं होतं डेटा कलेक्शन जे आहे दॅट इज कॉल्ड बिग डेटा. आणि त्याच्यानंतर त्याच्यावर अनालिसिस करतो आपण. पहिले जे म्हटलं ते की डिस्क्रिप्टिव्ह ते अनालिसिस जे आहे तो ती स्टेप जी आपण म्हटली ती येते अनालिटिक्स मध्ये. आणि त्याच्या पुढे मग येतं मशीन लर्निंग आणि मग आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजन्स. म्हणजे 4 स्टेप्स आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये. सो बिग डेटा इनिशियली वॉज ओनली कलेक्शन ऑफ अ बिग अमाऊंट ऑफ डेटा. आणि पहिले असं होतं की फक्त स्ट्रक्चर डेटा फक्त स्टोअर व्हायचा. आजकाल अनस्ट्रक्चर्ड डेटा पण खूप होतो. थोडक्यात म्हणजे काय की आजकालच्या डेटाबेसमध्ये तुमच्या फेसबुकवर तुम्ही लिहिलेल्या कॉमेंट्स वगैरे सुद्धा असे डेटाबेस जातात आणि त्याच्यात सुद्धा तुम्हाला अनालिसिस करता येतं, अनालिसिस करता येतं.
थँक्यू सर.
सर
हा,
येस गौरव.
क्लाउड कम्प्युटिंग येतं का एआय मध्ये आणि त्याच्याबद्दल काही सांगू शकता?
आता एआय साठी तुम्हाला क्लाउड कम्प्युटिंग यासाठी लागतं की मी एकदा मध्ये म्हटलं होतं प्रेझेंटेशन मध्ये की सुरुवातीला हे फक्त मोठेच बिझनेस वापरू शकायचे कारण की त्यांच्याकडे पॉवरफुल कम्प्युटर्स असायचे. पण आता काय झालंय की हे क्लाउड कम्प्युटिंगमुळे सगळं प्रोसेसिंग जे आहे ते डेटा सेंटरमध्ये व्हायला लागलं आणि यू कॅन जस्ट ऍक्सेस इट फ्रॉम युअर स्मॉल डिव्हाइस. त्यामुळे इट हॅज हेल्प पीपल टू इव्हन स्मॉलर पीपल टू डू दी एआय अँड एमएल कारण त्यांना ऍक्सेस टू बिग प्रोसेसिंग पॉवर अवेलेबल झाली डेटा याच्यामुळे क्लाउड कम्प्युटिंगमुळे. अदरवाईज ते फक्त इट वॉज रिमेनिंग विथ बिग बिझनेस हाऊसेस की ज्यांच्याकडे मोठे मोठे कम्प्युटर्स होते ते. सो त्याचा ऍडव्हान्टेज हाच झालेला आहे क्लाउड कम्प्युटिंगमुळे की लोकांना तो ऍक्सेस म्हणजे दे कॅन स्टोअर. कारण तुमच्या घरच्या छोट्या कम्प्युटरवर किंवा तुमच्या मोबाईल डिव्हाइसवर यू कॅनॉट स्टोअर सो मच ऑफ डेटा अँड यू कॅनॉट हॅव सो मच प्रोसेसिंग पॉवर विच इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर एआय अँड एमएल. म्हणून क्लाउड हॅज हेल्प टू पर्क्युलेट इट क्वाईट फास्टर ऍट ग्रासरूट लेवल. Otherwise, you can do AI/ML even without cloud if you have got such powerful computers at your doorstep, I would say.
थँक्यू सर.
तर मी एक पॅरेंट आहे. माझा प्रश्न असा आहे की आता मुलं जस्ट आता 10वी 11वीत जात आहेत. तर आता ML किंवा AI साठी जी आता लागणारी भाषा आहे म्हणजे पायथन किंवा R, तर तुम्ही ऍडवाइस कराल की त्यांनी कुठल्या वयापासून ऍक्च्युली ह्याच्यात पडलं पाहिजे किंवा शिकायला सुरुवात केली पाहिजे ऍज सुन एज पॉसिबल, का काही 12वी नंतर किंवा
नाही काय असतं
सजेस्ट?
नाही, माझा स्वतःचा व्ह्यू असा आहे की प्रोग्रामिंग लँग्वेज इज अ टूल. व्हॉट इज बेसिक इन प्रोग्रामिंग इज अ लॉजिक डेव्हलपमेंट. आणि माझ्या माहितीप्रमाणे इतक्या लवकर तेवढं लॉजिक डेव्हलपमेंट झालेलं नसतं. सो आय वुड से ऍटलीस्ट 12वी नंतर सुरू करावं आणि स्क्रिप्टिंग लँग्वेज पासून सुरू करावं, म्हणजे पायथॉन वगैरे पेक्षा, पायथॉन आर वगैरे पेक्षा सुद्धा पायथॉन लँग्वेज शिकायला हरकत नाही 12वी नंतर. त्याच्या अगोदर तरी आय वुड रेकमेंड टू लर्न एनी प्रोग्रामिंग लँग्वेज. याच्यामध्ये बेसिकली 3 लँग्वेजेस मोस्टली वापरल्या जातात, पायथॉन, आर आणि सॅस याच्यासाठी. आणि हे आता सध्या रेडीमेड असल्यामुळे पायथॉन काय त्यात लायब्ररीज वगैरे बऱ्याच म्हणून पायथॉन वापरलं होतं. 15 वर्षापूर्वी व्हेन वी स्टार्टेड डुईंग दिस प्रोग्रामिंग, 15-20 वर्षापूर्वी वी यूज टू प्रोग्राम इन सी अँड जावा ओनली दिस थिंग. कारण अल्गोरिथम सुद्धा आता अशी कंडिशन आहे की यू हॅव गॉट लायब्ररीज अवेलेबल फॉर ऑल अल्गोरिथम्स फॉर AI अँड ML. त्या काळात ते स्वतः सगळं प्रोग्राम करावं लागायचं. सो लँग्वेज इज, I would say, a little less important than understanding the concept and logic in that. But you can start learning scripting language like Python or something after 12th, not before that, I would say.
थँक्यू सर.
सर, जर AI चा असा कोर्स घ्यायचा असेल तर कुठली घ्यायचा, म्हणजे लाईक कोर्स?
नाही, AI, if what you want to do, तुम्हाला फक्त प्रोग्रामिंग शिकायचं असेल तर लँग्वेजचाच कोर्स करा. बट इफ यू वॉन्ट टू अंडरस्टँड बेसिक कन्सेप्ट, तर तुम्हाला त्याच्या मागचे अल्गोरिथम्सची पण अंडरस्टँडिंग व्हायला पाहिजे. आणि AI इज नॉट अ स्मॉल थिंग की एक कोर्स करून होईल. You have to first understand the whole mathematics, you have to understand algorithm, and then you should be able to program those algorithms. So it's a big step. आणि जे छोटे छोटे कोर्स असतात त्यांनी फक्त प्रॉब्ली तुम्हाला ते लँग्वेज शिकवतात आणि त्यात तुम्हाला रेडीमेड वापरायला शिकवतात, पण इट कॅनॉट टेक यू फॉर अ लॉंग. दॅट आय वुड रेकमेंड दॅट थिंग.
सर, एक प्रश्न मी रिफ्रेश करतो. अनिमेश, and correct me if I'm wrong. See, what is happening is for the students and the parents, right now the dilemma is different universities around India and the world are literally bombarding with different options. Okay, say for example, I mean the core branches like electrical, electronics, computer science and all that. But now every alternate college has a course at a degree level for machine learning, say for example, or robotics, say for example. Okay, so the question is, should these AI ML be considered at a graduate level or postgraduate level?
See, that views can vary. My personal recommendation is that it should be done at the postgraduate level and not graduate level, because unless you have got the basic of that domain knowledge completely in that area, you cannot really do justice to that AI and ML. But people have got different views, but my personal view is that it is a postgraduate level skills actually.
Okay, Animesh, was I correct in rephrasing your question?
Yes, sir. And I had one more, that what should we do if I wanted to go on the path of AI, computer engineering or IT?
Computer engineering would be better because it is a more of a software skills. IT has got some hardware skills also. So and algorithm programming is mostly part of the computer engineering or computer science rather. The best thing is computer science, not even computer engineering, but it is not available at many places. But because AI and ML are branches of computer science.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So adding to the same thing, I'm currently studying in the 12th grade. Like I have to give my board still. So I just wanted to ask you, like, what should be my goal right now if I want to pursue any of this? Like in this pandemic situation, what does the field look like outside right now?
No, this is see, from job perspective or anything, this is the fastest growing field in the world today. Artificial intelligence and machine learning. Basically, machine learning is the core of that thing. So analytics and machine learning is the thing. But for that, you have to have a good knowledge of the mathematics and algorithms. So whatever the field that you choose, you start looking at the data in depth from day one. Then only you'll be able to do sometime the machine learning from that data.
So like I want to ask you particularly in the particularly about are the fields increasing? Like, are there more possibilities than they were before because of the pandemic? Are the options increasing in any way?
No options are increasing, because rather this field is ever growing, because every day the new applications are being found out. Even during pandemic, you know that even your vaccination program and everything, they all use AI ML. Even distribution of oxygen currently in India, they use the machine learning techniques for that. So everything, it is ever growing field, I would say. And pandemic has that, because the things have changed. Anything changes, the process changes. You have to do new machine learning for that, and there is always demand for such things there. So I don't think in the next 15-20 years I won't see any downturn in the AI/ML field, I would say. Rather, it is going to increase further.
Sir, recently Elon Musk has started a new project named Neuralink AI. So what exactly is it about?
It's basically neural network and artificial intelligence combined together.
Okay.
Yes, Shubhankar Salunkhe, you want to ask a question?
So my question is a little bit different. So can I ask?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, AI is a boon. I can understand that, and it comes with a real risk, right? So is it possible that means how to protect the protect and maintain the privacy in the AI-driven world?
It's very
is
difficult.
It invading the human privacy in a way?
Yeah, it is very difficult, and already we have passed that phase where you can protect your privacy. That is what my personal opinion. People will say you already passed, because anytime you just click on any social media thing, you have already lost your privacy. Because right now all these big giants like Amazon, Google, Facebook, Twitter, they capture every click that you do. The only solution for that to have really protect privacy is not to use this thing, which is also not possible. So I won't say that this there is no solution, as though we can take some precaution of not divulging personal information on that. But whatever your action you do, that actions are analyzed and analytics is done, and to find out what you're thinking. So my thinking is that it is very difficult now to go back to have the privacy.
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Shubhankar, Milind, please go ahead and ask your questions.
So Milind here. I wanted to ask that which are the foremost or leading colleges in India when we talk about AI and machine learning?
See, mostly it is a postgraduate level courses. So it is, and most colleges even have got one subject of machine learning in final year students or something like that. So I cannot pinpoint any specific college as such for that, because all the colleges, they are starting doing emphasis on that, and they are starting the courses on that, and they have got a good faculty which is trained from the IITs. So what is happening in recent, I have seen that IITs are conducting the training courses for the teaching staff of most of the colleges also. So I don't think there is any specific college I can name on that.
तर एक विचारायचं होतं की आता म्हणजे इतके फास्ट टेक्नॉलॉजी वाढते आहे, तर मग अशा सिच्युएशन मध्ये स्वतःला अपडेट कसं करायचं?
So once you are in the computer field, you have to keep continuously update throughout your career. You have to see what is the new thing. I just give example. When म्हणजे शेषाद नाईक सरांनी सांगितलं की when I passed, the programming was done on a punch card. There was no terminals काही programming करायला, and we used to do programming on a Fortran language that time. And over a period of time in my career of this thing, I had to learn from Fortran to C, C to C++, C++ to Java, Java to Python, Python to R, R to SAS. Everything we have in this period I had to learn. So you have to be always on the toes if you want to this field, because this field is continuously changing, and if you don't change with the time, you are going to be outside of it. So there is no choice for you not to learn the new things if you want to be in this field.
पण सानिका कॅन बी टेकन एज अ पॉझिटिव्ह थिंग की तुम्हाला नवीन नवीन काहीतरी शिकायला मिळतं, रोज नवीन गोष्टी येत असतात, तुम्हाला अपडेट करायची अपॉर्च्युनिटी शिकायला मिळतं, शिकावं लागतं, हा एक ऍस्पेक्ट डेफिनेटली आहे. पण तशा अपॉर्च्युनिटीज असतात. म्हणजे काही फील्ड असे असतील की जिथं काही शिकायला नवीन ऑलमोस्ट नाहीये. म्हणजे आता हळूहळू सरांनी जसं सांगितलं की आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजन्सनी नवे नवे ऑप्शन्स अवेलेबल झालेले आहेत. पण म्हणजे कोणाला असं वाटलं होतं की घर बसल्या मी पूर्णपणे ट्रेडिंग करू शकेन किंवा म्हणजे अमेझॉन सारखा धंदा की ज्याला फिजिकल स्वरूपच नाहीये, तो ही इज अ बिगेस्ट ट्रेडर इन इंडिया, असं कोणाला वाटलं होतं? सो सानिका, टू युअर आन्सर युअर क्वेश्चन, कीप लर्निंग इज अ पॉझिटिव्ह थिंग.
पॉझिटिव्ह.
सर मला असं नव्हतं म्हणायचं की ते पॉझिटिव्ह थिंग नाहीये, फक्त विचारायचं होतं की नेमकं कसं फास्ट मध्ये आपण स्वतःला अपग्रेड करत राहू, असं मला म्हणायचं होतं.
एक पॉझिटिव्ह थिंग सांगतो की मोस्ट ऑफ द ऑर्गनायझेशन व्हेअर यू वर्क दे ऑलवेज गिव्ह यू टाइम. म्हणजे माझ्या तरी मी इतक्या 35 वर्षाच्या करिअर मध्ये एव्हरी ऑर्गनायझेशन हॅज गिव्हन मी टाइम टू लर्न न्यू थिंग. सो बिकॉज दे ऑल्सो वॉन्ट टू यूज न्यू थिंग, सो दे ऑल्सो गिव्ह यू टाइम. Only thing you have to prove that you are a fast learner. So biggest skill I said in today's world that you have to have is not any language or any skill. You should be fast learner and you should be accepting new things. If you have got that skill that you have got a fast learner, you can survive in any field, in any technology.
Thank you, sir.
सर मला एक क्वेश्चन होता की जे आता व्हॉट्सअप डेटा वगैरे ट्रॅक करतात, तर त्याच्यासाठी ते ह्युमन्स ठेवतात का हे बॉट्स असतात जे ट्रॅक करतात?
सगळं बॉट आहे. यू कांट डू ह्युमनली दॅट थिंग. इवन नो वन नोस की तो तुम्ही जो डेटा एंटर केला तो कुठल्या कम्प्युटरवर आहे हे कोणीही सांगू शकत नाही, अशी कंडिशन आहे. आणि ते सगळं जे ट्रॅक होत असतं ते सगळं म्हणून असतं, ते रूल बेस्ड असतात, त्यात आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजन्स असतो, परत त्याच्यामध्ये कंटिन्युअसली ते लर्निंग करत असतात. म्हणजे ते असं कोणी ह्युमनली करत नाही. ह्युमन थिंग ओनली थिंग इज दॅट टू प्रोग्राम देम or to develop new algorithms. So they are looking at the data to find out where algorithms are doing proper work or not. And in that case, the human are only tuning the algorithms. They are not doing actually finding out the things.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Excuse me, sir. Can I ask a question?
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sir, can you tell some applications where nowadays this machine learning will be used or AI will be used, because deep learning is also there then.
Yeah.
So
there anything like simple thing. तुम्ही घरी म्युझिक ऐकता तर तुम्ही अलेक्साला सांगता की just play music which I like. Now it is a artificial that it learns from तुम्ही पास्ट मध्ये कुठले कुठले गाणे ऐकायला सांगितले आहेत त्याच्यावरनं ते शिकत असतात ते कंटिन्युअसली. So this is continuous process and it is learning. Anything that you do, even तुमची काही कार जी असेल काही दिवसांनी, it will have artificial intelligence in that also. कारण you are going to have a driverless cars which is completely artificial intelligence car. So it is your imagination where you can use the basically तुमच्याकडे कुठलाही डेटा कलेक्ट झाला, then you start looking at the data and you yourself will find out की हा डेटा वापरून मी नवीन काय डिसिजन घेऊ शकतो. किंवा तुम्ही तुमची थिंकिंग प्रोसेस विचार करा की तुम्ही एखाद्या गोष्ट डिसाईड करताना काय काय विचार करता, तोच विचार तुम्ही त्या मशीन लर्निंग मध्ये टाकून तुम्ही डिसिजन घेऊ शकता. ते
sir, one thing means I got one new project that is actually based on machine learning. So in that project we have to design a music system. And then we have to recognize the facial expression of the user, and based on that identification I will categorize some songs like sad, happy.
Correct.
And then
exactly.
I will play. So is there any any requirement of chatbot or some bot system over there?
No, you don't need chatbot in that. Actually, for facial recognition there's algorithms available in most of the R and SAS languages already. Okay. Python also has got the libraries for that. So basically there is a image processing libraries which also has got the artificial intelligence built into that thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And that can, and then once you basically at gross level, what is going to happen? That you are going to feed thousands of images of this sad, and it will learn from those images that what is sadness, and then it will use the future images to match with that and categorize this face as a sad face. Maybe it is seeing that what is the face means तुमच्या चेहरा किती वळ्या कुठे आहेत किंवा कपाळ कसं दिसत आहे अशा गोष्टींवरनं ते अनालाइज करतात ते.
Yes. So can we do as a real time means exactly means user will sit in front of camera and then we will capture it and suddenly.
मॅडम एक्सक्यूज मी, आपण कारण हे जे प्रश्न तुम्ही विचारताय ना थोडेसे मुलांच्या वरच्या लेवलचे आहेत. आय कॅन शेअर द नंबर ऑफ मिस्टर नाशिककर.
ओके सर, थँक्यू सर.
कारण हे तुम्ही जे विचारतायत ना थोडेसे मुलांच्या वरच्या लेवलचे आहेत. सो आय अपोलोजाइज फॉर डिस्टर्बिंग यू, पण मला असं वाटतं मुलांना मी तुम्हाला नंबर देतो, यू कॅन टॉक.
येस सर. ओके, थँक्यू सर. सॉरी.
ओके, इतर मुलांना काय विचारायचे प्रश्न आणि पेरेंट्सना?
hello sir.
Yes.
Aditi here. Sir, जर AI किंवा ML मध्ये करिअर करायचं असेल तर 11th आणि 12th मध्ये असे कुठले ऍप्लिकेबल कोर्सेस आहेत का जे करता येईल? म्हणजे
I would not
म्हणजे करिअर पाथ त्याचा 11th 12th पासून स्टार्ट होईल की 12th नंतर?
12th नंतर. पहिले 11th 12th मध्ये यू हॅव टू एन्श्योर दॅट यू डू युअर फिजिक्स अँड मॅथमॅटिक्स व्हेरी प्रॉपरली. कारण ह्या दोन गोष्टी ज्या अशा आहेत हा बेस आहेत सगळ्याचा. सो आणि स्टॅटिस्टिक्स इज पार्ट ऑफ मॅथमॅटिक्स एनिवे. सो या आणि तुम्ही मॅथमॅटिक्स आणि जर का फिजिक्स मध्ये चांगलं केलं तर यू विल डेव्हलप अ स्किल विच इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर AI/ML, विच इज एनालिटिकल स्किल्स. सो मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट ऍट दिस स्टेज इज टू डेव्हलप युअर एनालिटिक थिंकिंग अँड नॉट टू फोकस ऑन.
दुसरं एक ऍड करतो मी, तुम्ही जे म्हटलं ते. At this particular stage, their objective should be to get your concepts clear, plus get into good engineering college. कारण आता इतके ऑप्शन्स अवेलेबल आहेत. सो यू शुड ट्राय टू give the best for CET, JEE and so on, or BITS, and get into a good college. And that's where you can keep learning other things. तर या स्टेजला तुमचा फोकस should be PCM or B, whatever, you know, whatever you are doing.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, all done?
Yes. Any students wants to speak something about the lecture today? Yeah, Anisha, go ahead.
Thank you, sir, for taking out your time and giving us this interesting info. I'm sure each and every one of us is going to benefit a lot from it.
Thank you.
थँक्यू सर. कारण की तुम्ही खूप चांगलं समजवलं हे आणि माझे म्हणजे बरेचसे डेफिनेशन्स आणि म्हणजे समजलं मला खूप चांगलं. जे कन्फ्युजन होतं ते दूर झालं. थँक्यू.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, it was very nice lecture. Most of my concepts also got cleared from this. It was very informative as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. It was very fun.
Thank you so much. म्हणजे आजचं इंटरेस्टिंग झालं सेशन आणि म्हणजे मला पण एवढं काही माहित नव्हतं AI आणि MI बद्दल, पण आज तुमच्याकडनं बेसिक गोष्टी बऱ्याचशा कळल्यामुळे थँक्यू सो मच सर.
थँक्यू.
थँक्यू सर. थँक्यू.
नाईक सर, लॉग आउट करायचं?
भाविका मॅडम.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Rajiv, sir, for giving so much information. And it was a break for all teachers as well as students. म्हणजे रोज physics, chemistry, mathematics आम्ही वाचतो, शिकवतो सुद्धा. So it was a break, and parents, teachers, and students, you were good listeners. So thank you so much. Naik sir, thank you for arranging this lecture.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks everybody.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Good night. Yeah.
Bye. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.